Hello everybody. It is currently Tuesday, 6. I got off work at 5 and I have Bible study on Tuesday nights, but Madison Prewett is speaking today at Mississippi State in one of our buildings. So we decided that we were all just going to go to her thing as a group and, whatever. And I know who Madison Prewett is. She was on The Bachelorette, and, I know she's, this really Christian person. But I don't really, know anything else but that about her. And I want to really get the experience of what I'm going to go see. So right now, and I know she's friends with Sadie Robertson. I'm a fan of Sadie Robertson. I watch her podcast and stuff. And so that's what I'm doing. Sadie's interviewing Maddie. This was about probably a year ago. So I'm just watching that. Really preparing myself for who she is. I've watched 5 minutes of it and I'm actually kind of really relate to her, but I'm gonna keep watching it. But I like her so far. I like what she's speaking to me right now, so we're just gonna continue watching this. The thing's at 7:30. Probably need to get there at 7:15 because it probably will be packed, but that's what we're doing right now. I just got done eating some spaghetti and I watched 30 minutes of that interview. I actually kind of related to her more than I thought. And I don't know why I thought it. I thought she kind of went on The Bachelor and then kind of got saved and stuff. But she just graduated or was finishing up seminary school and then was going. I think The Bachelor just so happened getting her journey so she could be an example to other people about you can be a Christian and cool, and even you do go through hard times, and I think it just helped put her in a spotlight so Christians can have more of a representation in that field of kind of popularity and someone to look up to, which I think is really cool. So I'm actually excited. So now it's almost 7, I'm about to head over there. I'm sure it's going to be packed. And then let's just go and see what's going to happen. Oh, another thing I thought was really cool that she said was how she didn't think she needed to be in that position. That was not a position she needed to be in. And then God kept doing signs that she should do it. And just kind of remind you of how Moses, he needed to lead his people, but he's I stutter, I can't speak in front of these people, I'm going to get, it's I can't do it. So it's amazing how they just got pushed in these positions, didn't think they were ready, and now they're doing a really good and inspired so many people. So excited. Let's go. We're off. I'm walking to the building now. I didn't bring my Bible. That was dumb of me. I saw some people walking out with their Bible. I just have to write in my notes and then put it in my Bible when I get back. But now, we're heading there now. That was good. I'm cold. I'm trying to hurry up and get back because it's dark, and now I'm walking by myself because my car's parked the opposite way, which everybody else is walking. So now I'm just trying to hurry before I get kidnapped. So I am back at home from going to the Madison Prewett Troutt. Just got married, or she got married 5 months ago. Let me excuse myself. Madison Prewett Troutt thing. I wanted to kind of record a bit more of what she was talking about, but they said no videos, and I didn't want to get in trouble, so I didn't. My bad, sorry. But I did write a few things down on my notes about what she talked about. It was an interview setup. 2 people from that sorority were just asking her questions, and then at the end they did questions, the audience could ask questions. But it was really good. And I'm gonna kind of go you through some of the things she talked about. She was really just trying to talk about being in college and then being a Christian and just having a hard time trying just to balance the two. So she was talking about growing yourself while you wait. So I feel so many people are just waiting maybe just to get out of this season. I know I am, because I'm not really in a sorority. I'm not really out and about doing what other college kids do because I just don't personally do those things. And, you know, it's just kind of like you just go to the, I kind of just go to school and then work, just go to my classes, work. You know, I go to my Bible study and church, but it's like then I'm kind of home. It's not like I'm really just so much out and about and doing what's cool in college. So it's like I kind of just can't wait to you kind of get that job and settle down with the boyfriend, you know, I don't have. And you see other people have these relationships and I'm kind of just alone. And it can be really hard. But I think she was just talking about how in this season of waiting, like for The Bachelor, it was like she was just waiting and she would just come home to just her and her Bible, and that's how I am. But it's the season for you to really grow in yourself, so when God does present to any of us the goodness that is coming, it's like we'll be ready for it when it comes because we've been preparing for it and working on ourselves, because that's what this time is really for, is to grow in yourself and do the base of your life for what matters and what direction you really want to go in. And this really just sets it for where you want to be for the rest of your life. And I think that's really sentimental to me because I think I just constantly am just like, I can't wait to graduate. I can't wait to just be done and out of college because I just feel so out of place here. Because I feel like on social media and all this different stuff you see, you know, the sororities, the parties and all this stuff, nobody really talks about. That's also kind of why I do this channel. It's to show a life that doesn't feel with that. It's filled having to work, having to pay bills, trying to make good grades, in a research lab, and trying to get into clubs so I can look good for graduate school, and really having to work my butt off for college to get what I need, and then trying to keep God first and trying to balance it all while not being necessarily in that cool group of what's being shown, not really being in a sorority and all that stuff. So it really does, like, I just need to grow myself, focus on myself, because this is what that time is for. And this is a very valuable time in my life. And I think it just really made me realize that I need to make sure I rethink that and make sure I'm just not trying to rush through it and forget what I'm really here is to work on myself so I can be ready for what God has for me in the future. And then go the voice of truth is what she was talking about. So like, so much today is social media, and we kind of go to what's cool. We go to social media to see what's like, who has the most followers, who has the most likes, and that's so much where sometimes our value comes from. Like, we're solidified if we can get a blue check mark, we're solidified if we have this many followers, if we have this many likes, if we get invited to this party, if this boy likes us, or whatever it may be. And that's just not where the truth is. And if being honest, that's never even constant. Like, one day we may have all these followers, but then we're feeling bad on the inside. So it's like, is it really adding up to where your values are? Like, when is it gonna be enough? When are you ever gonna have enough money? When are you ever gonna have enough followers? You're always gonna strive for more. And I feel like when you have this relationship with God, it's like you just being you is enough. Like, you don't, like, I feel like in the world, it's like you have to you're in this race to cross a finish line that's never there. Like, you're constantly, if your values are in money or in who likes you and who doesn't, you're never gonna be satisfied with your life. And I feel like God, it's like the moment you decide that you wanna be in this race for God, it's like He comes to you, and like, it's like you did it. You didn't even have to like change anything about yourself. You didn't have to get this many followers. You didn't have to have this body type. God just came to you, and it's like, you are enough. I've been sitting here waiting for you to get here for me. I never left you, and He comes to you. And I think that's just so beautiful and such something that really helps you, and it's like, that's constantly there. God never leaves you. You could make a mistake or whatever, and He's still just right there. And I think that's just the best thing in a world that's just not constant, it's never enough. So I think that's just something good just to stand in. Who doesn't want something that's constant in a world that's constantly revolving. It feels like there's something new every 5 minutes that you have to change. Like, these new shoes may be it for this like 3 months, and then this next pair of shoes you gotta get, and you're just constantly spinning trying to be good for this society. And then the environment you around it can change a lot, and I think that's very true when you're around people that are followers of Christ, and it helps you, push you to be that way instead of being constantly in an environment that may be tempting you in a world that's already tempting in itself. This world is naturally just getting worse. And I think something that's big she was talking about is don't settle. So basically she was in like, don't settle for like that boy, or don't settle just for that, you know, that night of being cool, because you'll regret it in the morning, you'll feel shame, rather than if you just stay firm in your faith and just stay in what you believe. And I think that's really, especially in college, like, what is it? Like, don't settle. So like, especially in college, I feel like it's easy just to go with the crowd, just so you can get by, so you can just have the college experience. But really, it's just not worth it and all in the end. So don't settle was a big one, especially when God has something better for you. Like, I get you don't see why I'm not giving you this relationship now, but this is to work on yourself, so when it happens, you have it, you know it, and you're ready for it. Jesus being the only one that could satisfy, so that was a piece of advice for college students. And just because I feel like we're constantly running after different things, is how to get good grades, get that good GPA. What's the thing I can do to make sure I get into graduate school? What's the post I can get to get the most followers? What's the looks I can get to be liked by the girls, or to get that guy to like me? What can I do? And I think you're constantly just running your wheels, trying to please everybody, and you're not even gonna please everybody. Even if you try to do everything in your book, you're still gonna have people that just don't like you. So I think, but Jesus is the only one that can fully like make you happy, feel like I am enough. Because you look at yourself as a child of God, not as a person trying to please everybody else, or a person just around everybody else. I'm a child of God. That's who I am. You're not, you know, you're not defined by being a college student to be a future graduate, a future whatever you want your work to be. I'm not defined by those things. Those don't make or break me. But being a child of God, that is very important, and that will, like, it literally just changes your life. And because it's like you feel peace. It's like a peace that you can't even explain, you can't even wrap your head around. It's just like, to know that you are enough, it's just the best thing you can experience. It's the most settling things. It's just unbelievable, because your heart is where your treasure is, so where you spend the time is. And that is something that I struggle with, and I know a lot of people struggle with, because you get so busy with work and life, and things happen, you get so busy, and sometimes, and I think that's where I find myself the most unhappiest with myself, is when I'm trying to chase after, or my heart's like, I gotta get that grade, I gotta study, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I need to do this, you know, if I don't do this won't happen, and then I won't get here. But it's like, when my heart's in the Bible, there's just this peace in me where it's like, I'm not really stressing over grades, because it's like, well, the grade I have is what God wanted me to have. I know I have this relationship with God, so he's not going to put me he's not going to do nothing to me that's not his plan. And if that's God's plan, then I'm okay. Like, you have peace with being in God's plan. It's like, you're fine not having control. You're fine letting God have control. You don't have as much anxiety or fear, and that's just so peaceful. And then another big thing is like, is you can get the world, you can get the money, you can get the popularity, you can get the followers, but is all that worth your soul? Like, is it worth being unhappy, scared, fearful, depressed, anxiety? Is it all worth it if you gain the world? And it's just not. I mean, who wants to gain the world when it's full of depression, meanness, just hateful? It's full of hate, when you can be full of something that's full of love and happiness and peace. So that was it. I really enjoyed it. I would go and maybe watch her interview with Sadie Robertson if you kind of want. It was kind of similar because of the questions and the things she was talking about. So if y'all want to go check that out, that was kind of good. I'd recommend. But please like, follow, and subscribe, and I hope this helps some people. Thank y'all.